Hey everybody, welcome to Tanya's Drama Review. We're going to do our halfway point review for High School Love On. I do know that it is 20 episodes and it's not technically halfway because we only have 8, but there were, was there only one episode or was there no episode this week? I can't quite remember actually, but I do know that there should have been episodes and there was an episode, so we're just going to call this the halfway point and roll with it. So if you have not seen High School Love On, you have Kim Sae-ron, there we go. And then you have Woo-Hyun and Sung-Yeol from Infinite, both of whom are actually doing really well in this series. I was pleasantly surprised. Anyway, so the whole premise of the story is that Sae-ron's character, Sulbi, is an angel, and she, in the process of accidentally saving Woo-Hyun, because he was literally falling on top of her, ends up dropping her black note, which is basically kind of like a death note if you've ever seen the anime, except instead of writing the names and people die, it's her book that tells her, okay, it's this person's time to go. And you know, the cool thing about her angel character is she's totally and completely obsessed with Korean dramas, a character most of us can relate to, except for the fact that she doesn't understand human emotions because she's been an angel. They apparently don't get those kinds of emotions, although I'm not so sure if you ever see their interactions between her and her Sunbae, who is an older angel. There's a whole lot of jealousy going on. Anyway, so when she falls, she ends up in this state of not quite human, but not quite angel. So she still kind of has her powers, but she's also starting to kind of feel emotions that she doesn't know how to deal with. And she wants to try and fall in love, which is kind of an interesting point. I guess if you've never been in love before, it might seem interesting, but she's learning that love equals pain, which is true in a lot of cases, that, you know, you can't love something without being hurt by it at least once. So she's going through that, and then Sung-Yeol, they end up, Woo-Hyun and Sulbi end up going to the same school as Sung-Yeol, and through the course of not liking each other and fighting, Woo-Hyun and Sung-Yeol become reluctant friends. That doesn't really happen, all because they're trying to save Sulbi because she's not very accepted. All the girls at the new school want Woo-Hyun, but he is not really interested, and he likes Sulbi, and triangle, people. Triangle with a whole bunch of spikes off of it, like, I like him, no, I like him, no, I like her, what? So let's continue with this story. Woo-Hyun lives with his grandmother. Not quite sure why until we find out that his parents are divorced. And his father, who is his grandmother's son, ends up going to the United States. And then they lose contact. We have no idea who Woo-Hyun's mother is until she sees him in the school. It turns out she's a teacher there. Not only is she a teacher there, she's Sung-Yeol's stepmother, because she married his father, and now they have a tumultuous relationship because she wants to try and be mom, but Sung-Yeol's like, no, I actually have a mom. Slow your roll, lady. So they're going through this conflict. Neither of them know who the mother is, and I'm sure it'll come. But Woo-Hyun's grandmother ends up getting sick and doesn't tell anybody, which is always a really hard point in dramas for me. And you know, his grandmother states in it that she wanted to save him the pain of knowing, but what about all of the anger and betrayal he feels now because she does pass on and he doesn't understand why she didn't say something? Now he's left to deal with all of this. He's mad at her for her not saying anything, for going through the pain by herself. He also feels betrayed because she didn't obviously trust him enough to tell him that she was sick, even though she has been acting weird and was showing him like bank books and like, this is for your college, and there were lots of clues there. And also Sulbi kind of knew that that's what was happening, but didn't really say anything to Woo-Hyun because his grandmother asked her not to. So you've got that whole dynamic. The 8th episode leaves off with her death and the funeral. And here's where it gets more complicated. The whole time since Sulbi fell, she's been trying to get back to the angel world. And she finally finds a way, or rather her Sunbae does. He finds her another book, and once she signs it, she gets 7 days before she becomes an angel again. So in the 8th episode, we see her sign the book at the very beginning, and then her countdown starts. Anytime she touches the cover, it'll tell her how many days she has left. And after the funeral, she hits her 7th day, and she has told Woo-Hyun that she's leaving, but she just assumes, she doesn't say when, and then when she actually does leave, she doesn't really tell him goodbye. She just kind of walks off. So they're going to be left with that to deal with when we start back up again this week with episode 9. So overall, I actually do like this drama. It's got its light and fluffy moments because we're dealing with high school, and like I said before, Woo-Hyun and Sung-Yeol are actually doing really well in the roles that they have. They aren't so, hey, let's just be dumb idol characters. They are a little bit more involved. Sae-ron is only 13, which surprises a lot of people, but I knew that because she's also the girl in the Jackpot video for Block B. But I'm actually surprised at the amount of depth she manages to give her character. And while Sulbi ends up being kind of dumb at some points, you realize that it's because, hey, she doesn't have any experience being a human or around human or in these kind of situations. So it's more like a learning process, not just, hey, you're a ditz. And that helps a lot, actually. So, Giggle Fest on one hand, a little bit of the on the other hand with certain situations, like the mother not saying, hey, I'm gonna die, by the way. Somehow, I think the good points outweigh the bad, and I would actually recommend this drama to you guys if you have not been watching it. If you have been, let me know what you think, because I'm excited to see where this goes. We still have 12 more episodes left, so let me know in the comments, or if there is a drama that you want me to review that you haven't seen me do. There's also that. And by the way, I am reviewing this one for the Drama Fever Video Drama Club. My first episode that I'm in will be next week, where I talk about episode 8 of this, so let me know. See you guys later. Bye.